Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Cyborg from Doom Patrol. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that want to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Now I'm going to want to get started is what I'm going to want to. All right, so so Doom Patrol Cyborg, not comic book Cyborg. Nothing against comic book or movie Cyborg, but I had been starting the Doom Patrol, so I wanted to finish them up. Or not finish them up, but continue. So that's why I'm going with Doom Patrol Cyborg. And plus, I like him. He's fun. I like the show, and I want to draw him. And this is how I draw. So, you know, you're here, so you play along. All right. Okay, so this is mostly going to be, you know, tracksuit, but with the cool parts placed in. And what I'm doing is I'm gonna show, because okay, so yeah, it's mostly tracksuit, but I want him to have the big what's his little apocalypse gun, whatever that was. I can't remember what it's called. I want that to be showing. I want his chest to be showing a little bit, at least, you know, and I'm kind of piecing together pictures because there's not one good picture of his, you know, well, there's a good picture of his chest right here, you know, there's a good picture of the gun right here, and there's a good picture of his clothes right here, so I'm kind of flipping back and forth between all the good pictures. So, you know, bear with me as I'm gonna be flipping through to find the best not pieces and parts, but yeah, literally that I gotta piece it together, and that's usually how it is, you know. It's like these photos don't exist, so I have to, you know, piece together what I can from you know, the photos that exist. Okay. Alright, so that'll work for that. Let me if I get a picture of his face. Okay, okay, alright. Because I gotta see it from this side, because I gotta see, because if it's like that, I can't see the mech on this side. If it's like this, I just see mech and no face. So I'm trying to find like a decent picture that's got a little bit of both, you know, just so I can make a happy medium. And also, where's his chest? Where it goes into, there we go. So you can see his neck into like the rib cage looking thing down the middle. It's going off. So yeah, I wanted to do his mech, his robot parts. So I just want to make sure that I get that right too. Okay, back to my drawing. Or my good photo. Alright, do that. Let's see, this eye's right there. I kind of need to plan the pupils to get them in the right spot, because that's the big trick that I want to go for with getting him to look like he's looking at you. because it's quite ingenious when they do stuff like this on TV shows, because they don't have the budget to give special effects all the time, you know. So a lot of times they'll do stuff like this where it's you know, he's wearing a shirt, or he's wearing, you know, in other words, a lot of it's covered up, but he gets to wear certain parts that look super awesome robotic, you know. So like I said, it's kind of genius that they do it like this, because it still works, you know. Alright, I don't want to do his mustache. I'll do that with color. Alright, I think that might work like that. Let me check where his neck goes, because this is the part I want to get right, is that all the details of his mech underneath his jacket. Alright, I think that'll work. Let me try to find some details, and this is what I was talking about. I gotta find details for everything, like his, what do you call it, his little destroyer gun, you know, whatever this was. And I don't have specific pictures of it, but I'm going to try to make it work. I've got time. We're doing good on time. Okay, so I think I'm good with this. We'll do another one underneath, but you can't quite see, like that. And like I said, the rest of it is pretty much just going to be tracksuit, so I'm not too worried about everything else. Yeah, I say we go with that. Let's see, his heels down there. Put his toe right here like this. Let's see if I got a picture of them shoes. Look at them shoes. What are those? Let's see. Okay, well, that's as good as it's gonna get, right? I'll worry about that when I'm doing the drawing, I guess. I just want to try to get something that looks kind of like the picture. Okay, I think I'm about ready. How about you? You guys want to get going? Awesome. Let me erase some of these sketch lines, and then we will get going. Because all I need were the confidence lines, and as I was going, as I got more confident, I pressed a lot harder. But I don't want them standing out, because I want my Sharpie to stand out, not my sketch lines. But if you're working with pencil, you just keep going. You start pressing harder. Okay, so I think I'm good. I think I'm ready. I say we welcome everybody that skipped. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of it, but left myself a faint ghost of an image that I could use to guide me on this Sharpie adventure. So I'm going to start with the Sharpie pen and start with the details of the face and build off of that. Because I've sketched it out, I know where I'm going, I can go ahead and start with the details. So I'm going to start with the top of the eye, the eyelid, come in like this. I'm going to draw the pupil, and this is what I was talking about in the sketch too, that I got to make sure the pupils are together. So there you go. Just the way I've got him looking, I just want to make sure that I've got him, them both together, as in he's looking the same direction. Alright, so for the bottom of the eye, all I'm going to do is come in just a little bit like that. Same thing over there like that, just to imply the bottom, and I'll let color take care of the rest. Let's give him a pupil. Or a retina, I guess, right? The color is a retina. So, I'm going to draw his brow like this. Let me give him a nice thick brow. Like that. Now, for the other eye, I'm going to go ahead and add some detail and add a little bit of mech look. You know, to try to capture that whole, you know, like I said, robotic looking face. It came out a little crunchy. But again, it's mech, so, you know, I can kind of play around with, I want to do stuff in there, but I also want to let color take care of some of that. So let's draw the bridge of his nose like this. That's going to separate the facial part. So I'm going to go ahead and draw where it comes down and go over, and then I can draw the mouth and all that stuff and build off of that. So I'm going to come down here, go over like this to the ear, and we're going to draw a little bit of detail. Again, just to try to make it like a special mech look, and then come back with detail again later, or with color, and add some more special effects, so to speak. I know that looks strange right now, but once we color it in, it's going to work out. Okay? So now that we have that defined, let's go ahead and draw the rest of his head. So I'm going to draw his nose like this. And for the middle, yeah, we'll go ahead and connect it. Normally, I try to limit myself in the points that I draw, but it's a little bit more of a feature here, so I'm going to work on that. So for his mouth, I'm just going to kind of come in like this. And I'm going to accent the bottom lip like that. We'll go ahead and draw some of the top lip like that. Okay, again, just kind of accenting. Then when we do color, we'll do more, because I want to do his mustache, but I'd rather do that in color than worry about doing it with a Sharpie, because I've said it before, Sharpies scream at you. They're not subtle. Alright, so let's draw his chin. Be a little strong cyborg chin. And I'm going to thicken it up too, because I'm going to start to get ready for how this is going to look. So I'm getting ready for the thick version of the lines we're about to lie down. So I'm going to draw the side of his face to his cheek, to his head. So again, I'm thickening it up. You don't have to if you don't want to. You do what you want. You follow your heart, what you think is going to happen there. I'm going to go ahead and draw some of his ear, what we can see. His head's kind of turned, so I can only see so much of it. And then draw up to the side of his head. And this is where it's going to connect to the cyber parts. Okay. I'm not worried about color. I'll do that with color. So I'm not worried about that right now. I'm just going to draw the, like I said, the cyber parts of his head. And let's see if I can round it off to make it look like a head, to make it follow the shape, so to speak. That'll work. And this is going to be his ear. And again, I'm going to add what little mech look that I can to try to make it look robotic. Let's see, what else does he have here? There we go. So I think that's all I'm going to do for the mech part. Let me just go ahead and connect his jaw here, and then I'm going to switch over to the other Sharpie. Alright. Awesome. Okay, so I talked about this in the sketch. Let me try to flip around, because I'm working off so many different pictures, because I'm trying to do several different versions at once. So I'm looking at his head here, the arm there, the shoes here, that kind of thing, and trying to make it all work for you. So I'm going to come down here to his jacket, and then I'm going to draw, let's go ahead and draw his shoulders like this. And let's close off the jacket so you see where we are. Like that. This part I've got kind of open because I want you to see his chest. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and just show like that much. That's where it's going to be open, okay? So let's do this arm, then we'll work over here. So this one, again, it's just a tracksuit, so it's just cloth, you know, some bumps to the edges of his suit, or the like elbows, stuff like that. And then the tracksuit's going to come in like this. We'll go ahead and close it off. Same thing over here, like that. And I want to add creases and folds so you see where we are and how it looks with you know, the bends and why it's got so many creases in it, you know, because again, it's a tracksuit, so it's gonna wrinkle up, especially with as much muscles as he has. And we'll just do something like that again, just to kind of, you know, close it off. There we go. Alright, so I've got him in just a fist on this side, so we're going to just draw the side of his hand here. And then the other side, we're going to draw a little bit of the thumb where it's tucked in, come down here. And he does have some mech on his glove, so I'm going to add a little piece like that. You can see the edge of his thumb. And then I'm going to draw like a little bit of the shape of this, then come back in with a smaller Sharpie and add some better detail. And so he's got like these big old huge knuckles here. Which go into his fingers that are bent, like this. Okay? Alright, so again, let me try to add a little bit of extra mech detail on his hands here. Can't do too much, but I can add at least that, you know? There we go. Alright, so now this is where it's going to get a little tricky, because we're going to draw some his chest with all his detail as much as we can, like that, and play around with what we can do. So let me go ahead and draw his center chest piece. We're going to have a line coming down here like this, and this is where we're going to build off, okay? There we go. I'm kind of doing both at the same time so you see where we are, and play around with this. So he's got like this. I want to call it a spinal cord, but it's not, right? It's like a columned piece. I don't know what the best way to say it. Ooh, let's do this. Let's switch over to the other Sharpie for some finer detail, and play around with these lines. And I'm going to come in here and do one of these, just to kind of show that there's, you know, a little bit more detail in here. This is his center little piece that it's got, again, more detail in there, but I don't know how much we got really time to do. We should more do it with color, honestly. Let's see, then there's a few here, this, like this, but again, this is finer detail that it's let's do this. I like that. A little bit of thick and thin to kind of make it really stand out. There we go. A lot of that's going to be colored in black, and you're not going to see too much, so it's just fun to play around with stuff like that. So we're going to say his jacket's open, so you see that edge right there, into his shoulder, into his sleeve, which is back behind him. And so here we're going to do his whoa, I cannot remember. I was trying to say this in the sketch. I can't remember the name of his little doomsday weapon that he's got out. But again, we're making that up too because I don't have all the shapes. Again, little cyborg shapes. And we'll add some specific detail and try to make it come alive. Okay. And I'm going by a picture, but you know, I'm not going to be able to draw every single thing or get it 100% right. But I'm going to have fun, you know, going to play around with, well, let's try this, and let's try this, and let's try this. And let's see, this one's going over, so I just wanted to draw this part first, because this is going to disappear back behind it. Okay. There's another one, but we're going to say it's back here. You can't really see too much of it, like that. Alright, so now I'm just going to add a little bit of extra. See how that's floating? I'm going to add a little bit of extra of, you know, some little thick and thin lines to connect and make it stand out, make it a little different. And just, you know, and there's not too much I really want to do to make it, you know, completely stand out, but I do want to accent it, basically, is what I'm trying to say. There we go. All right. Awesome. So again, now we're just going to draw the rest of his tracksuit. So let me find a good picture of this suit. Cool. Right there. Let's do that. And that's it. He's just like in a heroic stance. So I'm going to draw leg down like this to the knee, coming down to shoe. Come up like this. And I'm following my sketch, so I'm not just drawing a random shape. I mean, I know I planned it out. And again, like, because it's a tracksuit, a lot of times I draw stretch lines from where the legs are being stretched across. But again, it's a tracksuit, so it's kind of made for stuff like this. You know, it's not really gonna stretch too much or stress too much. It's made to stretch, is what I'm trying to say. That's a little much. Maybe not add that line. Yeah, it's a bit much. Sometimes even I get too overworked, you know? Alright. Okay, so let's just draw him some shoes. We'll add some detail to those. Alright, so let me just add a little bit of little fun detail to make him, you know, his unique shoe. And I don't think this is a real shoe, right? Is this like a made up, like almost like an Air Jordan type, but I don't think they can use that, or they have to pay a license. So I assume it's made up. But again, I could be wrong. Okay, I'll add some laces on that too. Let me do that too. Alright. Let me do this for the laces. Let's do a quick that, just kind of across. Alright, let's see if I can just raise up the shoulder just a little bit, just kind of even them out, and we'll just say that's robot parts. And there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Cyborg from Doom Patrol. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.